What's up, everybody? Mike Gross, rockinguitarlessons.com, and putting another tutorial out there, letting you guys know. Well, let me start with this. If we go back in time, say when I was 13 years old, 14 years old, and someone were to tell me that someday you could learn guitar over a computer, you know, computers weren't a household item back then, but I just would have been like, yeah, right, not in my lifetime. I've been teaching privately, well, actually me and Jolene. Jolene is my wife, vocal teacher, and I teach guitar and bass, and it's been 2 decades. And you know, we've taught all throughout Southern California. We've seen stores open, we've seen them close, new ones open up, you know, and we've learned, you know, I feel like quite a bit along the road. I mean, if you don't after 2 decades, something's up. But anyways, along the road, you start finding things that work. You learn how to be a better teacher by teaching. And you know, everyone's different, and how one person learns, the next person may not be able to learn it as good that way. It's just the way it is. It's, you know, and I suppose it's like that with anything. But you know, we've taught, geez, I think the youngest I've ever taught outside of my kids, which I kid you not, I'm not just saying this, my oldest daughter, Carly, started at 2 years old, and I know you think, how can that possibly be? And she actually kind of started with some drums. So did my son Christian, and but outside of that, as far as, you know, on the job teaching, I think the youngest I've started was 4, and Jolene maybe, I don't know, 6 or 7. But it's really, you know, I'm blown away that I'm able to provide for my family and make a living doing what I love, man. I feel so blessed in that. Very thankful. Just getting to do my thing and get the results and all that. It's awesome. I can't even put it into words. I'm just ecstatic about it. But on the website, rockinguitarlessons.com, after you watch this, if learning guitar, bass, or vocals, singing, over the internet is something you're interested in doing, all the details you can find at rockinguitarlessons.com. You'll see a Skype page there, and it has all the requirements. And, you know, if you're under 18, obviously you need parental consent. If you're older, you know, say you're 40 or 50, you're going to need your mom and dad. No, just kidding. Just kidding. But the pricings are all up there. You know, it's got to be high-speed internet, and you don't have to have top-of-the-line webcam. I think mine I paid $40 for, something like that. But you know, if it's a laptop, you probably already got your webcam in it anyways. But I'll read a little bit of what is off the Skype page at rockinguitarlessons.com. I have this book here. It says, if you take guitar lessons, or bass, or vocals from Mike or Jolene Gross, you will be guaranteed to be on tour with Metallica, Ozzy Osbourne, and Keith Urban. So, just check it. Anyways. But if that's something you're interested in, the way that we go about it, I use my PayPal account. So you go to paypal.com. This is for making payments, which you don't do anything until we have something set up. But the email is all you need to do that, and it's tvxpunk@aol.com. There are other methods, but everyone's heard of PayPal. It's safe. You know, for a few of my CVT students that I have, I think we have one doing Western Union, and the other is, you know, you can do money orders, you can do different routes. But PayPal, if that's feasible, PayPal is the most convenient way to do it. As far as the stuff that's going to be worked on, it's pretty much anything you guys want to focus on. If you're a brand new player, never really played before, and you've just had the guitar sitting around, I'm a teacher, so I'll know obviously where to take you from. But what I like to do, most of my students already play. As a matter of fact, the majority of my Skype students are probably around my age. So, when we were little, we didn't have cars or anything. It was horse and buggy. Just kidding. Now, I have some younger ones too. The younger ones, like I said, you would definitely need parents' consent. I suggest talk to them before even calling me. I did have an incident where I was talking to this one kid, and it was, nice kid, but he was calling a lot, which is fine. Wanted to set it up, and I set him up for it. Asked him if he checked with his parents. He said yes. He didn't, and so the day of the lesson, it was like it was pretty awkward because his dad was in the background. They're from another country, and his dad got really pissed off and hung up the phone. So do me a favor, check with your parents, anyone that's under 18, because they're the ones that are going to be paying for it probably anyways. So the prices are $59 per hour, $34 for a half hour, and I don't have my chart in front of me. But at rockandguitarlessons.com, there's the Skype page up there, and it'll give you a breakdown of the monthly rate. Because the way it works, there's a few options, and you can do. I mean, if you want, you can just take one lesson and that's it. I mean, there's no real rules as far as that goes. But if learning and continuing learning is something you want to do, in the long run, it's going to be cheaper if you pay for the month. But like I said, you don't have to. I have students that do half hours once a week, same day, same time, and that's the key. And I don't think I mentioned that a whole lot in some of these other Skype tutorials. But having the set day, set time is the way all private teachers do it, not just on Skype, but like I said, I've been doing this for 2 decades, so when I first started, I didn't know how it went. As a matter of fact, I'll give you a little brief history here. When I first started teaching, I was teaching when I was 18, 19, but just friends here and there that insisted on paying me and blah, 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 and I believe I was probably 22 when I first started teaching, and I self-advertised. I made flyers. I'd go put them up in like record stores and anywhere that I could put a flyer or a business card. But I started with just flyers, and I had they would call and inquire, and I'd be like, oh yeah, it could be whatever day, whatever time. Well, that's cool if you only plan on teaching 2 or 3 people, but the more you get, you've got to have a schedule, man. You've got to have it set. It not only does it benefit me, I've got a lot of students, so I have a briefcase. Looks funny when I'm carrying it around with all these tattoos, but it has the day of the week and the time slots and who's coming at this time. And a lot of times what's happening is I'm teaching a lesson, and when yours is done, boom, I'm starting another one. And when they're done, boom, I'm starting another one. So having that set day, set time, it'll be easier for you too as well. I do have a couple students that do like an hour every other week. You don't have to do them weekly, especially if you've been playing a while. You have some chops down, 2 weeks might be fine. If you're a beginner, I usually suggest to try and do it weekly, and you don't have to do hour classes. They're either hours or half hours is how it works. I have some students that do half hour once a week. I have students that do an hour every week. So it really depends on your budget, what you can afford, and what you think you're going to need. As far as me teaching, I adapt to each one of my students' levels and where they're at, and I pick up pretty quick on how fast you learn and retain information, particularly by the time the second lesson comes around, because I can see how you've done with it. And I love it when the students, you can tell they've worked on it and they've worked on something else too. That's what it's about. Be like a sponge, man, and grab all of it. Why am I holding the I Am Aussie book? I don't know. But so the set day, set time thing, if you're going to be a second, third, fourth lesson type student, we got to get you on a set day, set time. If you're in another part I'm in Southern California, on Skype it tells you the time difference. I got a student in England, and Ryan. So if you're watching this, what's up, Ryan? Are you at the pub? Ryan, you're probably at the pub doing another guitar video where you're standing there naked. You're crazy, dude. But he's like half a day ahead or something like that. So we keep track of our times, make sure it's the same day, same time each week or every other week. If you just want to do one lesson and you're done, then obviously it doesn't matter. But trying to get a schedule is really helpful and what it's about. If you need help with, like, say, writing original songs, I love doing that. I kind of go against the grain, I would say, as opposed to how some other teachers may teach. But it's about getting results, keeping the student motivated. What better way to be motivated and excited about playing by having me teach you something the right way from one of your favorite bands? And I highly suggest, don't just learn just a little piece. The goal would be to be able to have a complete song, 3.5 minutes or whatever. And then next time a song comes around, you know, things get a little bit easier. You'll be like, oh, I did something like that over in this one song. You'll see how it works, man. You build up a pretty good, what's the word? Your dictionary just kind of gets bigger musically, so to speak. Jolene is the same way with her students. She really teaches the same way I do. It's just, you know, she's a singer. I'm a singer. I just cannot teach, man. I really can't. I'm amazed at vocal teachers. I feel like they got a super hard job, man. There's so much stuff that's so important. It's internal, and you can mess up stuff internally if you sing wrong, and top-notch pros have done it. Klaus Meine from the Scorpions, Gwen Stefani from No Doubt. Who else? There's more. You just have to know what to do so you can get nodes on your throat. And this is just stuff I've learned from Jolene. And she used to manage my band for a short time, you know, and we'd be at gigs and you know, getting ready to prepare, and she would come up to me and say, okay, Mike, remember this, you got to breathe before you got this long note. And it helped. It really did help. It made me aware of it. You know, if you have a break in a song and you're getting ready to sing and you got to hold a note out, you take that breath. And certain things you drink are good and others are no-nos. So she can help with all that. But anyways, I would suggest go to rockingguitarlessons.com if you're interested, and go read up on taking the lessons on Skype. And like I said, all you need, if you got a laptop, you've already got your webcam good to go, and we can get you rocking as soon as you want. Any style, it doesn't matter whether it's rock, metal, or metalcore, or post-hardcore, or country, or blues, or classical, or jazz, or funk, R&B. We'll cover it all. If you're not sure where you want to go with your lessons, because I will usually ask, what type of stuff do you like? Do you have certain things you like to work on? And I almost always suggest at some point writing down a list of songs that you really have always wanted to learn that you like the guitar in. And we can make those goals. And I could start you on the easiest one. We'll subgroup that stuff, break it down for you, and make sure you're playing it right. There's a lot involved, you know. It's not just about your fret hand, man. It's what's this hand doing? How close are your fingers? There's just lots of little things. And that's leading back to what I was telling you earlier. After teaching for a few decades, you start to put that stuff together and say, okay, you know, you start seeing patterns, and you find out what works. And what works with one student may not work for the next, so you got to know just how to go about it. So I'm going to stop talking, and maybe I'll see you on Skype and we can start rocking. Mike Gross, rockingguitarlessons.com. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, you guys, that you're on. And I have youtube.com/rockingguitarlessons1 and 2. 2 is in the style of channel. I may even throw this one on there too. I don't know. I may as well. Spread the word. Add us at Facebook, facebook.com/rockingguitarlessons, twitter.com/rockingguitarless with 1 S. LinkedIn, I don't know how to send you guys there. That's the only problem. But you can find me. Type in Mike Gross, guitar teacher, or something like that. But definitely Facebook's the more active one. Go like it. Spread these videos. Enjoy the channel. Keep your requests coming. Last thing, and we're done. When you go to rockingguitarlessons.com, if you don't mind and you plan on joining the website, which is coming very soon, fill out the contact information. I think it's just your name and email. It's safe and secure. It goes nowhere. It's just so you can be informed on what's going on with the website. So until next time, I'm Mike Gross. Gross.